All right, pray for my internet, you guys. What are we on? Week 3? Hey, I'm proud of us for showing up consistently. I actually am going to open it up right off the bat because I want everyone to popcorn style around the room and share your end of month goals. So today's the 28th, and thank goodness, we have extra days 28, 29, 30, 31, right? 4 days left. So we love months that have days after the subs process. Reminder that next month, most of us will be on a cruise the very last week, maybe with spotty internet. So front loading February is going to be so super, super, super important. And we don't have an extra day after subs. So just keep that in mind. I had a pop-up advisory board call this morning to discuss February with incentives and just different things because I know corporate and advisory board are working to like get things amazing so that we can really run hard in February with a short month. So stay tuned for the deals on that. Let's see. Okay, so who wants to go first? We're just popcorning around the room. Share a win from this past week and also share what your end of month goals are. If you guys have like a certain point gap or whatever, your countdown of orders, however you think about that. All right, who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
I'm fast. I'm very fast. So I'm currently sitting at 53 level ones, commission qualified. Last month I had 58. So I want to at least get back to 58. So there you have it. I've got to get a few more orders, level ones, commission qualified.
Yes, love it. Lisa, I'm staring at you. Tell everybody what you're doing. Oh, it's so hard to unmute on a phone. Are you on a phone? It'll like disappear. So weird. Let's see if I can unmute you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
It's my phone is being really weird. I'm so sorry. I can't even see y'all now. It just y'all went away and it is not working. Okay, so if you can see me, there I am. Okay. So Ruby, it's Ruby. Yeah. We're at 400 maybe 414. 414. Yeah. And so we need a lot of level ones, but we are getting some level 2s and 3s and 4s, and I have some potential senior silvers, and we are working hard for someone to be senior gold. So that's really where we're at, and lots of fun and amazing things happening. So pretty excited.
Yay.
Yeah.
And that's the way to do it. Honestly, like when you're working on a rank up, that's like above senior gold is like having the fun of people on your team. You know, not trying to do it all by ourselves, but you have level 1s through 4s getting added, and then the people on your team that can rank up to those senior silver ranks. And then, you know, how far is it Missy that's going for senior gold? How far is
she has a ways. She has a way. So we're trying to work with some of her people to she's got some that could still order. So that's a thing. And you know, she is a hard team builder. Like she's really like, you know, she's working with everyone she can, but she did have a new silver that's already I think, let's see, 3 down. Like, yeah, we're going, like Corbin is rocking and rolling really fast.
Good.
Which is awesome. Yeah.
She can go senior silver before that.
I know. That's what I see happening with her. So yeah, I've been reaching out to her people today. So it's really good.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that +1 training, I feel like is so good. It's so important. And if we can just establish that the culture on our team, I know we have talked about it in the past, but like really leaning into it this year. And the upgrade percentage is up, you guys. So it's working. So, and I know things can sometimes take a little bit of time to catch on, right? When there's a new concept introduced, or there's new people on our team that we're teaching and talking to and trying to train and all of that. So love it. Okay, well, keep us updated.
I will. I will.
Chat.
Thank you. Yes. Thanks.
All right, who else? Who else unmuted when Angie unmuted? Who was that?
I can go, Laura Ferry.
Hey, Laura.
Hey, Sue. I need to get back to the 400 club because I can't get to Ruby unless I am in the 400s, right? So, yeah. So that's step one, but I need to sail past it. Honestly, if I could just get a lot of my people a little bit more consistent, my February will be so much better because I have a lot of people with end of month December new orders that didn't even get their products until mid-month, and so they're not ordering in January.
Yeah.
So that's been a huge issue in in my block. So my points are super down this month. And then honestly, if I could just get about 10 people to respond to me as I'm checking in, I think I would be happy, because I just want to make sure that they are excited or whatever. And I still have a couple of people from December that haven't tried their reset yet. And so I was really hoping to get more people to try their free resets that they have, in a box that isn't opened yet, so that one, they can have a good experience, and then two, try more products. And so I've got a couple of folks that are actually resetting this week. And so I'm hoping that if they like the lean shakes or the hydrate, we could even maybe do a one-time order, even though they still have half their triplex left, is kind of my goal.
Or the Restore,
Yes.
Laura. Lots of people find
Yeah,
out that
that's
they
true.
really like Restore after they do the reset. They're like, oh,
That's
I
what
can handle this.
Super good idea. And so so I'm just encouraging people still to, yes, that's true. They could still do reset the 29th, 30th, 31st, but if we got those extra products as a trying them, might be able to get them to order Restore and lean shakes. Yeah. Yeah. Super good idea.
You need to connect your skepticals, the people who are skeptical of Restore, with Lisa, because she sells more Restore than anybody I know. I could never sell it. And Lisa, like every single one of her people is on Restore.
Wow. I mean, I love it.
Well, and it's
We're
expensive.
taking
I
it
mean,
every
it's,
night.
it's a high PV. So that's a good
Right.
item to throw on.
Yeah.
And it works.
Laura, did you say what your level one's goal is? Like, last month compared to this month, or what your, like, you have a number goal?
Actually, I don't know what it is today. I had an out-of-town meeting first thing, and I literally just got back at home in the last 15 minutes. So I haven't even looked at my back office this morning to see what that is. So I don't know what that is right now. Sorry.
No worries. Everyone.
Normally I'm a total back office snob, and I've got that thing nailed down.
I like the personal responsibility it puts on us when we look at that little right-hand graph. I don't know why it clicked with me when Carissa drew my attention to that, and I had never really looked at those graphs before. But regardless of like the overall team points, sometimes it's just like, you know what, I can control what I can control and really work on, my team, my level one commission qualified people from last month to this month. So that's a good number to look at.
Most of my people are level ones, so
Okay.
I'm already, yeah. Okay, so, but I have 21 that have ordered so far in January, and 27 is how many I had last month.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So down 6, which is about my December new people. Yeah. My November, December new people that have not really yet ordered.
Okay.
And
And
slow starts and whatever. Yeah.
yeah, I know. I had some doubled orders and stuff.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Ones. Do we have some plus ones to cover the 6 that are reordered?
I'm hoping to still do a couple of plus months to get free resets and that sort of thing. Still yet end of month. Yes, I hope so. I've had a couple of good conversations. We added 6 people last weekend at a vendor event.
Yay, that's a huge win.
Yeah,
Um,
that was a lot.
yeah.
And so one of those gals is doing reset right now. Today is her day 1. A couple of the gals are Amish. I chatted with them, a sister in Indiana who's Amish who wanted it for her 2 children, or they have some interesting medical needs, and she knew that gut health was a thing. So we ordered a couple of bundles for her children, which is great. A husband and wife combo, and then Bill added somebody yesterday that was his friend from the post office 25 years ago, you know,
Oh,
who
interesting.
randomly said something on Facebook, call me tomorrow.
Okay.
Ordered. Yeah. Never liked a post, never said any other thing all these years. Not, you know, has never made a comment or a like. And yesterday commented on his Plexus post and said, call me. And then gave up all of his information and ordered, and I dropped off a couple of samples today. So
Well, it just goes to show you that those touch points are
yeah.
happening through social media. They said
I know.
it takes like 17 touch points now.
Right.
So kudos for consistency. That's awesome. Alrighty, who else?
I'll go.
Okay.
I just feel like the same thing as Laura. For some reason, my points are down, so I need to look in my back office to get my level 1s back up as well, and then, just follow up and get my 3. I haven't gotten my 3 this month, so
Oh
that's
yeah.
my goal.
Yes. Type in the chat if you have your refresh bonus already, because that's definitely a huge focus. I feel like that's something that all of us can control, is like earning that. Let's go silver again. We can all add 3. I mean, even if we only had 1 day left in the month, we could all do that. Swing through your old customers, go make more posts than you normally post, throw a product test. You know, there's lots of different ideas. Amber, what are your ideas for getting your level 1s back up? Do you have any specific ideas with that? Like, it's just a matter of conversation with people?
That, and what I did was I printed off my entire, at the end of like December, I printed off month by month, like my team. And so, because basically, I mean, I have some workers, but they need holding still. So I just treat everybody kind of like mine, which is a lot of work, but I'm just going month by month to everybody that can restart, or, you know, if they're current, you know, why they're not ordering, just like checking in with people. Cause if they're not my level 1, sometimes I just let them go, you know, let people take care of them, but that doesn't always happen, you know? So I'm just going through month by month and then following up with my people who keep saying, I need to ask my husband, or I need to ask my doctor. And I'm like, okay, no more asking. Let's just do this, you know? So there's probably going to be some kind of, you know, weekend special happening in my realm.
Mm-hmm. Can you pop in your verbiage in the chat with like what you're saying to those people, like your verbiage or your voice message, just for examples, just to like pop in the chat?
Sure. Do you want it in this chat, or do you want it in our chat?
Yeah, Facebook chat. That way everyone can get the idea. Sometimes it just takes the brain space out of it. It's like, oh, Amber's sending this, it's working, she's having conversations, she's getting people started and restarted. Boom, I can do that. I have 5 minutes right now, you know?
Okay, sure.
Oh, I had another thought. It left me. It's okay. All right, who else? Gretchen, hello. We're sharing our goals for the end of the month, just kind of popcorn style. Let's see. April, Randy, Brooke, and Gretchen are left to share. Oh yeah, and pop in the chat if you earned your refresh bonus.
Hi, can I go?
Yes, please.
I'm driving on my way to a volleyball game, so when I get in there, I know I won't be able to talk. So, I really don't know why I wanted to talk, because I really don't know what to say. I am breathing my work life and volleyball right now, so I feel like my own goals have kind of like, I don't know where my head's at as far as like Plexus, because usually in even my own job, I can like sit in my office and like send messages or follow-ups or whatever. And it's been crazy busy. And then like we have 4 volleyball games a night this week, and that's taking up all of my time. But my focus, I guess, ending the month is like helping my girls and really trying to help them with their goals. And I think it was Laura that was saying like about retention and orders. And I was venting to Brandy about this earlier about, seems like quite a few people got extra trilots. And so people are backers. And so that's been kind of a struggle. Or people turning off their subs. I really, my own focus really needs to be reaching out to my level 2s and just saying like, hey, I'm your upline. Like I think we talked about last time, just where they're at with their products, if they need to restart, because I've lost contact with some of them through one of my level 1s. And I know she's not following up. So I guess that needs to be my own goal, is to reach out to those people not ordering yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have you earned your refresh bonus this
I
month
have.
yet? Okay.
I have. And I mean, I'd love to do senior silver this month too. I just, like I said, without being able to fully focus on that, I'm not gonna lie, I've been not even great about my own like the accountability, the IPH checklist. I did great for a few days and then personal life happened. So but so like I said, trying to help out my girls, and then that takes time too. So yeah, I feel like I'm just staying afloat. But my goal is always, like, my goal at minimum is always to get higher points than the last month. And so I'm pretty close to that. But and I still have girls in good conversations. I do have one that I'd love to help get senior silver. So
yeah, have you guys created those chats like Brandy and I have? I'm assuming so. But like any of your girls that are, or guys that are close to their next rank up, put them in a 3-way with the sponsor, and then title it like Brandy is going silver or Jenny is going senior silver. And then that way, April, on days when your bandwidth is just super tight, maybe even Brandy can chime in. Or if you add me in, you know, I can chime in and just kind of stoke the fires these next couple of days with even just giving ideas. Like sometimes people that are newer need like a post idea, or hey, let's try doing a giveaway. Let's just just offer a sample of Slim, and then anyone that loses your little giveaway, you know, they can get the $1 membership and the free reset offer. You know, so just sometimes just giving ideas also to your girls, because you're way more experienced than they are with, it's even at end of month, like all that energy, let's focus it in and like get them taking action. And then if one is having results on like taking a specific action, then have your other girls try it and just be like, let's just see, hey, this worked for Jenny. Let's see if this works, how it works for you. Like it may fall flat, or hey, you may end up getting a new customer out of it, you know? All right, who else? That sounds good, April. And that's the thing. I mean, all of us are living life in the flow. So on days or weeks where it's less than perfect and we're not getting everything we want to get done, it's okay.
Yeah. I'm already in my head about it being like Magic Week, and I'm like, okay, this is the week to like go, and this is like the busiest week of our volleyball season. So it's just like, and work.
Yes.
It's a lot.
I will chime in something there, is that I created a ton of those chat threads for people who are just like, they're looking for that next rank, and even making like a little graphic with them. And even if they don't hit it this month, like they see that in front of them, because literally everybody wants to be shouted out. Even like I used to struggle with it so bad. I was like, I don't really care. I don't want to be shouted out. I just want to go. But then when it started, when Megan really started doing it a lot, I mean, she's always been great at it, but when she really focused on that and just having that mindset that everybody loves to be shouted at, everybody likes to see that graphic saying, oh, hey, they're going silver, they're going senior silver, whatever it is. And then having that accountability in the chat thread, has made a huge, huge difference on our team too, because it's like I'm in there, Megan's in there, Madison, whoever we're helping, and just having that it titled like Angie's going diamond, Julie's going whatever. It gets in their mind, oh my gosh, they're gonna help me and they're here. And they believe it or not, like people, no matter what rank you are, if you're their sponsor and you're like above them or where they want to be, they're like, oh my gosh, they're here to help me. And it really does get people pumped up. Like hands down this past year, that has been a huge game changer for our team, is having those chat threads and having those little graphics. I remember several years ago when Megan was like, hey, let's make a graphic, Angie's going Ruby or whatever it was. And I was like, it makes you a little bit nervous, but then you're like, yes. And it keeps people in the game. It really does.
Mm-hmm. And it makes it visual for them. Like it makes it visual, and then you can share it. Like maybe it just is going to get shared in a chat thread, or maybe you're going to put it on their wall and be like, hey, Susie Q is only 3 orders away from senior silver. Like, hey, who wants to help her? Like, let's go. So those work.
Yeah, I've done it.
They do.
I've done it before, but it was definitely a good reminder because I don't think I've done it specifically this month. So I will do that.
Well, because just like Laura said earlier, somebody, I think it was Laura, somebody reached out who's never commented, they've never liked, they've never said boo about anything. But sometimes when you put that graphic up that says, Laura needs 2 more people, people come out of the woodwork. Like literally this, I just typed this in the chat a few minutes ago. I have a level 1 who just went silver. Like as soon as we get on the call, I was like, oh my God, she just got another person. And she is not someone who wanted to work the business or even wants to work the business. And she reached out to me the month that I was going diamond. I met her through another person in Plexus, but she was not on Plexus. And she said, I want to support you. And I never even had asked her about Plexus. And now she just went silver. So you kind of never know like where those people are like lurking in the background or they're kind of hiding out. So And I know, April, you are really great. Like, I know that you have been really great with your people. You've had a lot of ads. You've helped other people go. And I have no doubt you're going to rock it, sister. I believe in you.
I'll go.
Okay.
It's been I've been MIA. It's been a horrible month, to be honest. My points are the lowest they've ever been, and I'm just surviving. So, we're trucking along. I've had a few +1s, which is encouraging. I need 2 more to do my silver to get silver refresh. I still don't have anybody rocking and rolling yet. It's but it's just been a rough month. I told Megan yesterday, like I've been quiet, but it's just been, I have a friend who just got diagnosed with stage 4 breast cancer. She's 7 kids and she's on the ventilator. And so I have been going back and forth to Evansville, and it's been a time. So I haven't taken care of the people that I need to take care of, and I can tell it's suffering bad. But so yeah, that's where I am.
Well, and is your best yes for the month, and that's okay. Like this business allows us to take time like that when we need it. And when things like that happen, it is a like it takes our energy and our brain space and our emotions. When you're going through something really hard like that, or a friend is going through something really hard and you're serving and helping. And
I think I was on the phone with Angie Gaddy yesterday, and I was like, it has taken all of my bandwidth. And typically, like I've told you this, Megan, like typically I'm a high capacity, like I can handle a lot, but I feel like it is emotionally taken all of me. And it's almost like, okay, I have 15 minutes, I can reach out to somebody, but like in my mind, I'm like, I can't even handle, like, I don't even know. I'm just stuck, Anyway.
Is your friend, like, have they given any sort of prognosis?
So this is what's strange is actually she is like a Trim Healthy Mama coach, like super healthy. She started Plexus a few months ago, and because she'd been stalking me, and she was somebody I reached out about the business, and I thought this was gonna like go really well. And then she got pneumonia a few weeks ago, and when they went to do the chest X-ray is how they found out. So very shocking. It's in her liver and her lungs, and it's stage in originally in her breast. So it's just been a whirlwind. Very, very, very shocking, very sudden. She's like in her late 40s. So yeah, it was just one of those things like, oh, just kind of rocks your world, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
We've just been in co-op together. You know, we all homeschool our kids together, and
Yeah, that's so hard. What is her name? Can we pray for her? Like,
yes, it's Jennifer Siegert.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's be praying, well, for you also, obviously, as you serve in Jennifer.
I've already like lost my best childhood friend to the same thing, and I think like it's just I'm like I don't want to do this again. But anyway.
Well, we'll be
It
praying.
sucks because my business is suffering greatly right now. And I feel it, like it just sucks, but I feel like I'm being pulled in a couple of different directions. And then I'm mad at myself because I'm like, why can't I do this? Like life is always gonna throw stuff at us. Like I'm gonna have to figure it out.
Mhm.
But, you know.
Well, and it's maybe just too soon. Maybe it's too soon. I remember Brooke Hemingway doing I think I was in some sort of mastermind or coaching or something that she was doing, and she had popped on live. And I don't remember if this was like the total topic of her call or if it was just like a side tangent. I can't actually remember, but I remember her speaking to like, what do you do when life goes south and there's like legit big issues in your life? And I thought her perspective was really interesting. And she just shared, she's like, when we're going through really hard things, she's like, all of us buffer with something. And she said, you know, I've seen people go through really hard things and still do this business. And she's like, it's just, I think it's a perspective shift, or just a perspective, and you can take this or leave this. But I thought it was interesting. She was sharing, you know, she's seen people work this business through divorce, through death of someone very close to them, cancer treatments, a sick child, different things. And she's like, I think these people are viewing their business as like an outlet of where they can like give, where they can buffer, but in a different way than like Ben and Jerry's or Netflix or something like that. And I did think that was an interesting perspective. And, you know, I think sometimes there's seasons where we walk through and we have to be okay with less as an entrepreneur, and that's okay. And it doesn't have to be a season of shame either, you know. Who else?
I can go.
Hey, Gretchen.
Hey, hopping on late. That's okay. So we're sharing what goals for the end of the month?
Yeah, a win of the week or end goals, like kind of end of month. We have 4 days. It's a long month, thankfully.
Yes, that's lovely, lovely, lovely. Well, Brooke, I am with you at lowest points in 5 years, 6 years. So for my goal, I am going with growth is growth. I loved that, Megan, whenever it was that you said that. So I'm going to need eight more orders to hit a point of growth because I'm way below last month. But that's okay. So that's what I'm working on. My win that I am so happy about is that I signed a new person yesterday. It has been a fair few months since I have signed someone new. So I am just very much thanking the Lord for that, taking it. Definitely would love to, sign 2 more. And this will be under Kyle. I'm kind of focusing on his account for a little while here. But anyway, yeah, I'm very pleased about that. I've been reminding myself of 90-day rule because I feel like since the November retreat, I've been really digging into personal growth, really making that a daily thing for me, which it had not been up to this point. Getting the earbuds in, that type of thing. And I've also had a couple of different reach out pushes, that we've done together over the holidays and stuff. So reminding myself that it takes time to grow, it takes time to implement what I'm learning. It takes time. So I am, just continuing to dig into those things and being okay with it not having fast results, because that's not the way it happens in real life. It's just not. So I'm taking the little wins along the way, and that's where things are at over here.
Awesome.
Mhm.
All right. This is more awkward than actually being in a room where there's like back and forth chatter. There's no delay. All right. Who else? Brandy, are you wanting to go?
I could go. I feel weird because I'm like, is that person done? Like, do I unmute now? Okay, first of all, I genuinely love every single person on this call. And Brooke, I want to hug you so bad right now. I love you, sister. Oh my gosh. Something that I want to tell you personally is that this business, it's going to be here, right? So like right now, even though you are everywhere else, you still showed up for this. And I think you're going to get a lot out of this today just by being here, but it's still going to be here. Your friend needs you right now. And so I don't want you to beat yourself up like about your business. Like, I just want to cry for you right now, but quit beating yourself up. I love you. Because as we're sitting here saying like, this is what all I've accomplished, you have accomplished so much more in the kingdom, just so you know. So just keep that in mind. Okay. Okay. So I, as you guys know, am like not organized, but this is my current work. So for those of you who have not been like just now started, this is for the people who have been here for at least 6 months or more. This is my list that I'm working on today of levels 2 through 4s who are up for the restart. Like they can restart and get a free reset. So that's what I'm doing today, because my goal is, it's really hard to say this out loud because it seems crazy, but my goal is 1,200. I need 1,200 this month. I need 277 more points, 55 orders. It's a lot. So it's a lot because I really want to get to Emerald by March or earlier. I feel like February is always one of those sneaky months where it's like a tease, like everybody gets rolling and then the month is over. Like it's just done. So some things that we're working on team-wide is we're going to try to run a big stackable blitz Thursday and Friday. Is that right? Yeah. Thursday and Friday, we're going to run a stackable blitz so that my girls can add on $10. I give 10, they give 10. And if their level 1 wants to give a 10, they can. With the $1 memberships, that's like $40 off. So we're hoping we can get a lot of people off the fence. And then I have been reaching out, you guys. My reach outs this month have been so terrifying. And like, here's the thing. I almost sent you guys a screenshot of my messenger because I know you can't see it, but like 3 of my scariest reach outs are right in a row and they're all unread. And I'm just like sitting here staring at them, like read them. So that's how my personal VIP reach out has gone. I think I have 2. I have 1 that's showing up in the back office. The other one isn't. Raise your hand if back office is giving you problems. So I should have 2 level 1s, but I want 6. So those are all my personal goals. I have had, this has been a strange month for me. I have had 2 people who have referred or used their link for a referral, but don't want to be brand ambassadors. They're like, no, we just want the product credit, which is totally fine. I love that line of connection, but it's been so bizarre that I've had 2 in a row because I never have that happen. Like, I'm usually pretty good at getting people to convert because it's like, if you're going to share your link, you may as well, you know? But they're like, no, 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 no. Like, I just want the product credit. Okay. So that's been kind of interesting. But yeah, this has been my main list for today is I use Project Broadcast. So I'm just putting all of these people in a big group message that says, hey, congratulations, you can actually cancel out your account and start over. I've had I did it to my L1s a couple days ago, and I only had one, but I didn't have a huge list of L1s that I could reach out to, but I had one that had her account cleared, but yet she hasn't put her order in yet. So maybe once we hit that blitz, she'll do it. So we have a lot of fence setters, but like this month has been like April and Lisa have been through it. Like we've done huge groups, we've done all sorts of things, and people like we have this big like I think it was Saturday. Lisa can correct me. It was either Friday or Saturday. Both her and April had like this big swarm of people that ordered, and then we've just stopped again. And so I told them, I'm like, the universe is going to align like it always does at the end of the month, and everyone will show up out of nowhere, but we have to still follow up and get our game on. So that is our plan right now. And I've got this big list that I'm going through of my scary reach outs, but gosh, they're scary. I was going to tell you guys too. I think it was which you guys are all in it enough to know me. But I preach and I'm like the most confident, like just reach out to everybody. Nobody scares me. You guys, I have like hyperventilated over this list. I'm reaching out to Zaya girls. I mean, like we're running down every single one and just seeing what the interest is, which April busted my bubble the other day after I'd reached out to one and said, hey, Zaya's selling supplements now. And I'm like, great. Well, that one's going to be a no-show. But anyway, it's been a big list of competitors. So we'll see. And 3 realtors, I've reached out to 3 realtors. I use that same message for that. Molly has shared it a couple times because I shared it with Molly about like the complimenting them. So like when I reach out to a realtor, I always say like, hey, blank. I use their name and I'll say, listen, this is super scary, but you are very like good at sales and marketing and getting yourself out there, and you would do awesome at network marketing. Have you ever considered it? And then I tell them it's changed my life. Reach out in a nutshell, but it's been scary. I've not reached out to a normal person in a long time. These have been people that I have been avoiding. They've been on my friends list, but I've been avoiding reaching out to them because I'm so scared. So Brandy does get scared.
I love it. Yeah, that's so inspiring. I missed part of that because we had a meltdown, but that's okay. y'all heard what you needed to hear. Can you share your realtor message and your Project Broadcast? Congrats, you can start your new account in our Facebook chat. Just if anyone wants to snag and copy paste. I'm all about like if we can share messages that are working or that we've already formulated, then it reduces the amount of brain space because I know we're all busy moms doing all the things. So I love that. Love it, love it. Don't forget, you can offer stackable blitzes with like you and your people. And sometimes that does get people off the fence, but it has to be urgent. I think that's the thing. Like last year when all the exciting momentum was going last spring, you know, the stackable blitzes, but for short, tight amounts of time. Because if it's just an open-ended thing, there's no urgency. There's no reason people like wanna get going, you know?
I've been at an out of town meeting all day, and so I haven't looked, but is there any end of month special that Plexus shared? Is there anything right now for 28, 29, 30, 31?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Is there going to be?
Maybe. I was on a meeting this morning. They had to run some numbers and just look at different things. So I'm hoping fingers crossed for the 30th and the 31st.
Okay.
But don't wait on that either. Like, I
Yeah.
hesitate to even say that because sometimes if people hear there may be something, then they tell their teams, oh, just wait. There's something coming when maybe they're
Well, there's obviously still a reset available and dollar VIP. So that's already excellent. So, okay.
well, and my thought would be, if there is something on the 30th and 31st, then, doing like a 24-hour blitz, maybe announce it tonight through tomorrow night at midnight. And then, so that would give a reason for your team to be like, hey, oh my goodness, or you have some people that are starting to share or whatever. You say, hey, I have a $10 coupon code or a $10 off rebate. And I will extend that to anyone that wants to get started with you as like your buddy,
Yeah.
accountability partner in the next 24 hours. And then if there's something that gets announced on the 30th through the 31st, or even like the last day, then it gives us another touch point to be like, hey, I just got a little text about this special that popped up. Not sure if you want to utilize it, but so yeah, I feel like it's just leveraging those things. And sometimes we just create our own, right? So that we can create those reasons to reach out and to like, especially get those people off the fence, just the ones that are just like hemming and hawing about getting started. And we're getting closer to the weekend also, which is kind of helpful because I feel like for a lot of people, their payday is Friday. And so if they already have it on their brain, like, oh, yeah, then sometimes they'll just decide to pull the trigger.
I'm hoping the stars align. People said, hey,
Yes.
maybe after the new year, towards the end of January, and it's a Friday and it's a payday. So yeah, I'm hoping about all those people will change. Say yes.
Uh-huh.
Well, and the other thing is that Quitter's Day has passed. So now maybe we can get some more people like, okay, like sometimes
Yeah.
people don't want to start at the beginning of the month. Sometimes they do. And then by like week 2 or by week 3, they're like out. And then they're like, and they're ready to go again. Like I did a live on the boot camp challenge. I was just reminding people, it's okay. If you have stopped or fallen off or whatever, just get back up. It's okay. Like no judgment here.
And hopefully that has helped retention just with us like chiming in, like really talking to the customers this month to encourage them. And even as we finish out that challenge and start the February challenge, that it'll encourage those VIPs to not let any sort of discouragement or lack of consistency derail their goals and that they can just pop back in. Like it's life, it's normal. The bad thing is if you get off base and then you just like totally like go off into the ditch versus like realign yourself and like, oh yeah, I'm back on this path so I don't revert back to bad habits. Also, I wanted to just say, Brandy, thank you for inspiring us. Can we all commit to getting a page of the scary people and reaching out to them? Because really, like, we have to, like, you leaders are looking for leaders. And so I told Laura and Bill, I'm like, in a healthy way, be obsessed with finding some leaders. And you're going to filter through a lot of people. You're going to filter through VIP customers. You're going to filter through potentials. You're going to filter through a lot. And you don't know. That's the thing is like, you're turning over these cups and you really don't know. Some of the people that are going to promise the world, like, oh yeah, I'm great at sales. I'm great at marketing, da, 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 da. And they do nothing. They do nothing. I was cracking up at that Bob Heilig video or podcast. He was like, yeah, I have these people that came in to work the business. They did nothing besides maybe hop on a call or two. And then they messaged me 3 weeks later. Oh, I decided that I'm going to go ahead and be done. He was like, what did you do? Tell me what you did. Like you did nothing except say you're going to do it. Anyways, he said it in a funny way. I was like, yeah, I think we've all had those people.
Hey, can I say 2 more things? Number 1, I just told both Lisa and April, I'm like, you got to tell your girls they have the same resources that I do. Cause they'll have people say like, man, I really wish I was on, so-and-so's team or had so-and-so's report or support. And I'm like, okay, do you guys remember the Olympian giving us her ab workout? Do any of us have her abs yet? Anybody? No, because you didn't do the workout. Like you didn't do it. So like, of course you don't have the abs. So like, if we don't do what our diamonds tell us, we're not going to be the diamond. But the first time I did scary reach outs was when I was going Ruby. Okay. One of the scariest people that I reached out to is on this call and getting ready to go Ruby. She was like, Lisa was so out of my league. And I did not reach out to her specifically for the business. I honestly didn't think that she would. And so I have to tell myself that when I'm reaching out to people, I'm like, there's another Lisa, and they're going to be looking for something else. And anyway, I don't say that to brag. I just say that to say, like, most people don't answer me, but the one big scary one that did answer me is right here. So maybe that'll encourage you too. Sorry, Lisa, for calling you out.
Most people don't answer me either. So like we're all in the same boat, rowing in the same
And who
direction.
wouldn't want to answer Angie? Come on.
Well, I feel like the new people need to hear that, especially. I mean, we need to rehear it. But I thank you for reminding me of that, because on tonight's call with the golds and senior golds that Carissa and I are going to be coaching, I'll make sure we say that. Like, most of the people that any of us reach out to don't respond back, or at least not yet. There's the yet factor also, because how many of us have have people come to us after however many months of just sitting there with a message in their inbox that they never replied to, Oh, Becky, I realized you're on. Do you want to, are you able to unmute and share it also?
Hey,
Hey.
I'm driving. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
I popped on late because when I got out to my car, it wouldn't crank. So,
Oh no.
but I just want to say, Brooke, I'm praying for you and your friend that she will just be comforted and she will have healing. But anyway, this month has been a little crazy. Probably one of the craziest Januaries I've ever had before. I feel like my life is just in survival mode all the time. But things are good. I mean, I added one at the beginning of the month. This was a girl I've been talking to for quite a while, and out of the blue, she messaged me and said, "Okay, I'm ready." And but then after that, it was just like, it just felt really slow in my plexus business. And I feel like everybody on my team is in like, in a slow phase too. I'm trying to keep them energetic and pumped, but I'm in survival mode myself, so it's kind of hard, but I had to work through some things too. I had a girl, Megan, you probably know who I'm talking about. She went gold, earned the cruise and everything, and then completely quit everything except the product. She still likes the product. So that was really hard to get past. Like, how can you work so hard and do all the things and then, okay, I'm done. I'm not even going to go on the cruise. But obviously there's a lot of things going on in her life. So anyway, maybe she'll jump back on. I hope she does. She was really fun to work with. And let's see, what else? I got to Ruby again this month, so I don't really know where my points are going to end at the end of the month. I'm going to work really hard, like I always do, to the last minute, and just see what happens. But yeah, I've just been in survival mode and just trying to do little things here and there. I haven't really been active in our group, y'all, and I apologize for that. But I'm terrible about writing things down because I'm always working, like, literally while I'm at the barn sometimes. I have no paper or pen or anything, I'm just like, oh, I'll send a message. I just thought of somebody while I was milking a goat or something, see what happens.
Yep.
But that's my life. And I'm, I don't want to live like this, the rest of my life. I don't want to be like that. So I've got some goals, working towards some things. It's really hard sometimes just to get off a job and then go straight to talking to people. I've been with kids all day. I don't want to really. I got a what is it? Desensitized or whatever.
Impressed.
Especially when they're not your kids. Like you can't always deal with them like you want to. So, but I've really been focused on my family this month too, which has been really great. I focused on preparing meals, and that honestly has just relieved a lot of stress in my life too at the same time. Like I was wanting to make a lot of changes at the beginning of the year on how I did things. That did mean putting like just a little bit on the back burner, and that's okay because this is a season of life I'm in. But you know, I'm excited for the next month. I'm excited to get back in and do all the things. So that's where I'm at.
Awesome. Well, and I think that when we're all sharing our red dots, there's just a variety of where everyone's at. And like, you're not alone in where you're at. Like multiple people have said they're kind of in the survival mode this month, you know? And that's okay, because that's where you're at. And sometimes it's just that it's the healthy release of telling the group where you're at and like, this is my red dot right now. And sometimes that's the springboard to like launch into like whatever you're wanting to do in Plexus. Maybe it's the springboard to be okay with not springboarding into like whatever end of month frenzy you maybe don't feel like creating this month. And like, that's the thing is like, we have the choice in that. One thing that I was going to say that may be helpful, especially so many of us do this on the fly, which is great that we have a business that we can literally like tuck into nooks and crannies. One thing that helps me, especially if I've had a really, really busy month where I just haven't had a lot of bandwidth to focus on my goals, two things. One is this business is amazing in the sense that you can recalibrate and like recalibrate quickly and make some things happen in a short period of time. That this business works like that. Like it's great that it can. But two, getting your brain on paper, that helps me so much, or a board or sticky notes or whatever. And so yes, this business is awesome because you can like tuck it into like little pieces of your day. But even if you don't pick up your phone at all tonight and all you do is just make some lists of where you want to focus when you do have some pockets of time, because I think that will help us focus and keep us from feeling kind of like squirrely brain willy-nilly. And like we have a bunch of open tabs. I can't stand that feeling. With busy life and like constant interruptions, sometimes it just feels like that. And it's maybe we're not going to get out of that season until the season is over. I don't know. But I do feel like if I can brain dump and even open up your back office and like look through some certain sections, it brings me peace in my business. Because if I have it listed out on paper, close up the books, enjoy the evening, do the things that you want to do tonight, and then tomorrow when you have some pockets in your day, you already have a map of like what needs to happen. You already have the people mapped out, you have their names on paper or printed out or whatever. So I don't know if that was helpful to any of you to just be reminded of that, but that will help me often when I'm feeling like a lot of tabs open, a lot of open conversations or messages I haven't replied to yet. That just helps me to kind of prioritize where my focus and time, and I feel like we're more efficient that way too. And we're able to enjoy the non-Plexus things that we're doing when we already have that, planned out. Well, this was so good, you guys. I hope it was a value add just to kind of hear from each other and to be inspired by each other. Any other quick things that you guys want to mention really quick? Oh, really quick, two things I'll share. Speaking of, Becky, this may encourage you. So a good friend that had started with me and Angie back in the day and worked really solidly for, I don't know, 3 years probably, was a very, very healthy senior gold team. Just life happened and zoom, she had to focus on other things. She messaged me Saturday and is like, hey, I want to get back into this. And she's like, I would really like to consider promoting on TikTok. And so anyways, she's like, do you have time this afternoon? We can chat. So Saturday afternoon, we hopped on a Zoom and just chatted back and forth for probably an hour and a half. And you guys would love her. Like, she's Plexus. Angie knows who it is. Like, she's just like the Plexus girl, like fun, pretty. I mean, she's just, yeah, she's really fun. And Justin actually grew up with her. I met her at Gibson City Bible Church when Samuel and her oldest were teeny babies, and we were bouncing babies out in the foyer, and we just hit it off. And so you just never know when people are gonna pop back in. She's like, I've been sitting for a year thinking, like, what could I do? Like, should I start a coaching business? Should I like, and then she's like, and then I was like, hello, Plexus, it's in my back pockets. I've taken these products for 9 years, like, duh. And but she has built a insurance business. And she's like, I've spent the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 years like building that team. She's like, it's, it just needs way less from me at this point. And so she's like, I'm ready to build something again. So anyways, we'll see where that goes. And then the other thing, Justin, Samuel bought a Jeep from a guy locally-ish. And anyways, the guy is an entrepreneur and he's young, and like his Facebook little description is he wants to be a millionaire. He's an entrepreneur and he wants to make his first million or whatever. So Justin reached out and he's like, hey, I saw your Facebook and I was just curious, like, if you'd ever be open to a conversation of how my wife and I have been able to generate a very large income via network marketing. Would you ever be open to a conversation about that? He was like, sure. So you just never know who you're going to talk to, who you're going to meet, and maybe someone that you buy something from. So keep having those conversations, keep networking, pray for opportunities. God can give you supernatural opportunities and direct people to you. And so yeah, I think that we have all the potential in the world to end the month strong. It doesn't really matter what things look like right now. And that's the thing is, Angie, and those of you who've been around for a while, like, our points can massively increase these next 4 days. And it's going to take us being the catalyst in those conversations with people, as we know, to just dig in and inspire people, map it out, help find out what their goals are, and then pop in with ideas. I feel like that's where our expertise can come in, is be like, hey, I have an idea. Sometimes that's all I say is I'll pop in to a level 1 and be like, hey, I have an idea. Are you game? And then they'll be like, okay, tell me what your idea is. And so then we'll just share ideas. And sometimes they flop and they don't work. But I mean, hello, life of an entrepreneur. That's how it goes sometimes, right? And then also trading talk. Like, if you girls have something that's working, share it with the chat and then we all try it. If you have a post that's working, or a message that's working, or some sort of team-wide little thingy that's inspiring to people, I feel like this is the time of month to roll things out,
I had a couple things I wanted to add.
Yeah.
So I was at a conference this past week, and I don't know if you guys know who Inky Johnson is. He was a football player, and he went to University of Tennessee. I did not know his story prior to going all the way to Arizona to meet him in person and learn his story. But he was from like bad area in Atlanta, and his goal in life was that he wanted to go to college and be the first one in his family to graduate from college. And so he goes to college, and he's this great athlete, and he had one more game, and he was going to be in the top 30 first round draft pick for the NFL. And he had an accident in the game. And long story short, he's paralyzed on his right arm is completely paralyzed, just his arm, but it's completely paralyzed. And his coach was, everyone that was around him after he got out of the hospital and all the things, and they were encouraging him, just go back home and just rest and recuperate, and all these things. And he was like, no, like, my goal when I came here was not to go to the NFL. My goal was to be the first person in my family to graduate from college. And that is exactly what I'm going to do. And so he was just encouraging everyone. He's like, when you set these big dreams, these big goals, you have these intentions, and then things get in the way. Life happens, and it doesn't always, there's a lot of roadblocks. There's stumbling blocks. There's pit holes. There's all these things. And you just have to pull up your bootstraps and you just keep going because you have a goal. We all have these goals and these intentions and these whys that we want and that we have. And just because life throws something our way doesn't mean that we change it. Like, we just keep going. When the enthusiasm's gone, when the excitement's gone, when nobody's ordering, nobody's responding, everybody's saying no, like that's what it feels like. You just keep doing the things. And you never know. And so he was the first person in his family to graduate college. And now he's a, world-renowned speaker. And it was so moving to hear his story, but it was just so encouraging to hear that, yeah, he was going to be a millionaire overnight, basically. But he's like, that wasn't my goal. My goal was to be the first person in my family to graduate college. And the interesting thing is, it's kind of a side note, when he was going there for the interviews, like he had gone through the interview process, he's going to get the scholarship, all these things. And that night, all the guys wanted to go out to this frat party. And they had taken him to his room where he was, they were putting him up because he was just there visiting. And his friends took him back to the room and they're like, all right, come on, let's go, Inky. We're going to this frat party. It's gonna be so much fun. And he's like, no, dude, you guys go ahead and go. I'm not going. And they're like, why? And he goes, I got my own bed. He goes, I never slept on a bed other than the floor until I went to college. And so he had, talk about struggle. Like, he had these thoughts and these ideas, this goal, this dream in his mind, and he was not going to let anything get in his way of doing that. And so, yeah, that's maybe a bit more dramatic than where we are with this, but the application is still the same. Like, we have these things set before us that we want to accomplish. And even when things get tough and it seems like no one's paying attention or everyone's blocking us, which happens to me too, or they say, don't ever message me again. We can still do the things. We can still keep that enthusiasm going. So anyways, I hope that's encouraging. And I have one more quick tip that I want to share with you guys. Something that I'm doing with my team. I do this periodically, but I want to do it more because as I was thinking, I already have it all set up for my Tuesday night meeting. We're doing a gratitude night, and I have my whole table set up with thank you cards or postcards, stickers, pins, all the things. And I was going to wait till next week to do it because, we'll be past month end. And everyone's going to come in tonight and they're going to be thinking, oh, it's month end. We got to bust it out. We got to get the message. We got to get all the orders in. And I was like, you know what we're going to do? They don't know this, but when they get here, they're going to find out. Some kind of bossy in that way. Everyone is going to send out at least 3 thank you notes just as a point of reference for gratitude. Because I know that when I get down and I'm like, nothing's happening, my points are so low. Okay. Note to self. I do not even have Sapphire points as of this moment. I haven't told anyone else that. And so my points are down a lot, but it's okay because we're going to focus on gratitude tonight. And then next week, we're going to spend all of Tuesday night sending out thank you notes just to people who have been faithful customers or people who are faithful workers, business builders, or they've just supported us in a time. And it's just going to be a simple thank you, because people, the gratitude that comes from us and the appreciation for what people have done to help support us and support all of you and support my team. I don't know. I hope, that maybe resonates, and maybe you're not going to do that, before month end, but maybe you just take a couple minutes and just write a couple thank you notes and then just see how the Lord moves and does something a little bit different. So I don't know. I'll take lots of pictures.
Hey, Angie, are you the one that, I think it was at retreat, I was thinking it was you that did the talk on never quitting on a bad day? Was that you or was that Meg? I feel like
I don't
somebody at
know.
retreat was talking about never quit on a bad day. And I'm not trying to call this team out, but everyone's in a hard season, I feel like. And if you're having a bad month, this is not the month to decide to be yeah, we're not doing this, But
Right.
Angie, you have and always will be a diamond, no matter what.
Thank you. Well, the
I
day
thought it
before
was
I played
you.
diamond,
I'm sorry. I thought you were the one that did this big talk on never quit on a bad day, but
I
that's
don't know,
something
but
that-
I believe that 100%.
Was that Melody? Maybe it was Melody.
maybe it was Melody.
I think it might have been. Yeah.
you never know. That's why it's called Magic Week, because we really never know what's going to happen. I remember the day before, it was April 29th of 2024. I was talking to Meg on the phone. I was out in Utah at a retreat, and I could tell in her voice, she was thinking, I don't know, like you need a lot of points. I mean, I needed like 800 points. It was crazy. I was with Brooke Hemingway, and I saw it in her eyes, and she was like, okay, well, she kind of had that, well, if anybody can do it, then I'm, like, and I just knew, like, they think I can't do it, but I was thinking I couldn't do it, but the stars aligned. God worked out the details. And so we have a lot of time, like 3 or 4 days is like years in network marketing, because we all have teams that are pulling in things, and you never know how it's going to turn out. Oh, and that just brought me to one other thought. I'm sorry, I'm talking so much. I just this morning, the Lord brought it to my mind as I was cooking breakfast, and had 3 grandkids that I was watching. And I was like, oh, I need to look at my back office for fast start. You know how you can find the people that are in that fast start window? And I was just deciding I'm going to look at just the 30-day fast start. And there were 3 who could hit it by the end of this month to get that bonus. And I honestly, I really never go and focus on that. I reached out to all 3 of them, and I'm like, hey, like one girl, hers was, she's a level 2. I'm like, your person has until February 7th, but they only need 1 more person. So let's get it this month. I did it to my level 1 who just went silver tonight. And the 3rd one, I think she's going to pull her person in. So it's just something to look at, because kind of sometimes those things get lost in the shuffle if it's not your level 1. And all I was looking at was the fast start 30. I wasn't looking at senior silver because I would have had to go back, but just know to see how many they need. But that might be something that, we think about, every single month. Like, let's see just look for that one column of fast start 30. What is their date? What is their timeline to help them get in? Because just me reaching out to my one friend and going, girl, you've got until Friday to get 1 more. And she's like, oh my gosh. And then she got it today. It doesn't always happen that way, but if we remind them, because it's on the top of our minds, it's not on the top of their minds. Most likely.
That you believe in them. Like, you can totally do it,
Yeah.
A report that I don't ever really look at is the brand ambassador upgrade report. And we have a really good ambassador conversion rate this month. Like, we're pushing on 15% upgrade. So the conversations that you guys are having are working. So let's keep doing more of that. But one thing I did was swing through that whole list. This was maybe a week ago or last week. Swung through that list, and I messaged each person. I messaged the sponsor, and I said, hey, congrats. Some of you probably got it from me. Congrats for your whoever it was, so-and-so that upgraded. And I don't remember what else I said, but sometimes it's just recognizing or putting a little spotlight on hey, you had an upgrade. That's awesome. Go get some more. Or, hey, have you chatted with, and that's what Brooke was talking about on her training call, was then get in conversation to find out, are they doing PLLP with that person now? Have they had a follow-up conversation? Because sometimes our new people are stopping short. They're they're kind of short circuiting. They're like, yay, I got to sign up. Oh, yay, they added somebody. But where we need to make sure, because as leaders, we understand the continued conversation, PLLP and all of that good stuff, for helping them go silver then. Okay, girls, this was awesome. Thanks for popping on. I hope these are valuable. Next week, I will keep you posted. I might actually need a volunteer to host the call because we will be traveling. So I'll keep you posted about next week's Ruby call, but I'm sure even if we have to bump it, we'll be fine. But I might see if there's a volunteer from one of you to host and lead for everybody. So
I believe is that the 6th?
That would be the 4th, isn't it? Yeah, it's the 4th.
February 4th?
Yeah. Are you gonna be gone too?
Well, isn't that when we're doing the
6th is when we're doing the call. I'll be
Oh,
home.
today's Tuesday. Okay, never mind.
Wednesday. Yeah.
I'll be here. Never mind.
Okay, well, but I'll keep you guys posted. Keep popping in the chat your wins and all that, so we keep each other encouraged. All right, and tonight's call is for senior golds and golds. And honestly, if you have someone pushing for gold, they can be on it. Like if they're in that gold chat, they can totally be on that call. Everybody else is going to be on the power hour that Melody and Justina are hosting. So there's 2 calls hosted at the same time. And just refer to the graphics for the link. The link for the call that Carissa and I are hosting is this link that we normally have. So, okay, thanks girls. Have a great end of month. See you in the chats.